Orphanos Leinonen. My son is Christopher Leinonen. At the borderline shoot. Please, let's all just get along.
The band was playing great, and all of a sudden I heard this pop, pop, pop. And then the next thing I know, I took a shot. Like, I felt it, and then my hip gave out, I guess because the pelvic fractured, and I fell to the ground. That's all I remember. And I looked down, and I could see I was bleeding, and the reality was I'd been shot. So I just started putting lots of pressure on there. I fractured my pelvic, and they had to do surgery on my intestines.
My name is Susan Orphanos. My son was Orphanos.
My son is Christopher Leinonen.
We lost him last night at the borderline shooting. My son was in Las Vegas with a lot of his friends, and he came home. He didn't come home last night, and I don't want prayers. I don't want thoughts. I want gun control, and I hope to God nobody else sends me any more prayers. I want gun control. No more guns. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please, let's all just get along.
In high school, he won the Anne Frank Humanitarian Award for starting the first gay-straight alliance there.
When he was in high school, he started the Gay-Straight Alliance, and he won the Anne Frank Humanitarian Award.
In high school, he won the Anne Frank Humanitarian Award.
Donald J. Trump is now President of the United States. President Obama
It's a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald.
With a gracious aid.
I am so sorry to my world. I am so sorry to my world. This is not what we want.
That's why I support Hillary Clinton.
We will face challenges.
There's so much potential
but we will get the job done.
for beauty and for devastation.
Every 4 years we gather
In this one moment, it's almost incomprehensible that they can exist right now. So,
and we are grateful.
so close.
Redirected in our lives by the death of our son, the murder of our son. I'm asking people, and that's the only reason we're doing these talks and filming, because look in your child's face and look at mine. I hope to God you never have to do this. I truly don't, and that's why I'm standing here. I can't help my son anymore, but I have another one. My son was in Vegas. He came home that time. He didn't come home on November 7th, so lightning does strike twice.
Trimble sat down with a woman who lost her son to listen to the verdict.
Not guilty, not guilty. Oh, on all counts. That's disturbing. I don't like that. I guess I'm glad I'm not there.
Christine Leinonen is thankful she didn't have to watch the widow of her son's killer celebrate as she was acquitted. Her husband killed your son, and you said now she still gets to raise her son.
She was always going to be able to see her son grow up. Maybe if she would have been found guilty, maybe she would be behind bars, but she would have still been able to see pictures. So when I'm here alone and looking at what I have is a wall of memories of Christopher, that's all I'm going to have.
What now? I mean, where do we go from here?
I'm not going to be dwelling on the fact that she gets to raise her child and I don't. I'm going to move on. He was Orlando's child.
Leinonen says this verdict doesn't really change anything for her going forward. She still has two main focuses. The first is running the nonprofit The Drew Project and is fighting for stricter gun laws. Brady Trimble
is joining us from Orlando right now. And Christine, I understand your son was in the club last night?
Yes, he was.
Have you heard anything?
I haven't heard anything. I've been here since 4 o'clock in the morning. I've been waiting.
waiting by the emergency room, see if anybody gets called in.
What is your son's full name?
My son is Christopher Leinonen.
He didn't come home last night.
Christopher Leinonen. And what have the police been able to tell you?
Well, they said there's a lot of dead bodies at the club. That's a crime scene. They can't identify anybody. So it could be hours and hours before we find out.
Christine, I'm so sorry.
And came right here to the hospital. And we've been waiting since 4 this morning.
Well, Christine.
His friend Brandon was in.
Let's go, Brandon! You know what they saying, ho?
The club at the time of the shooting.
Christine, we are praying with you.
He told me that.
And I hope to God nobody else sends me any more prayers.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
He told me that he had just happened to be in the bathroom.
Let's go, Brandon. Hey.
And he heard multiple gunshots. And he was able to run out the front door. And while he was standing by the club door, and we haven't been able to call him or text him.
Well, we're going to do everything we can to help find him as well, Christine. We're praying with you.
I hope to God nobody else sends me any more prayers.
We feel so badly, and our hearts are going out to you. Thank you for sharing what you knew with us this morning.
I just wanted to say, though, that this is a club that nobody wants to be in. And please, could we do something with the assault weapons so that we could stop this club from ever getting any new members? I beg all of you, please. I wanted to let you know about my son, to bring gays and straights together. I've been so proud of him for that thing. We're on this earth for such a short time. Let's try to get rid of the hatred and the violence.
For starting the Gay-Straight Alliance.
Please.
Christine, your words are so powerful this morning.
Yeah.
It's so clear your heart is breaking. And we're thinking of you, we're with you, and know that your words have been heard. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
A remarkable young man.
Christopher was my only child. As I used to tell him, you can't do better than perfect. Christopher's paternal grandparents met and fell in love in a Japanese internment camp. So it was in his DNA that love always trumps hate. Christopher was a big Hillary supporter. That's why I'm here.
Christine Leinonen became an iconic image of the tragedy after making this emotional plea as she looked for her son, Chris.
But I don't know where my son is. No one can tell me where my son is.
Sadly, Chris was found among the dead. His mom had this message.
I know, though, that there's more love in this world. I know there's more love than there is hate. And I think love is going to win eventually.
Who did not make it out, becoming hostages stuck inside. Some huddled inside. Huddled inside a bathroom just off the dance floor, texting loved ones.
Hi, I'd like to be on Wheel of Fortune. I think I'd be a great contestant because I'm a lot of fun and other people would enjoy watching me win or solve or try to solve all the puzzles. I live in Central Florida. I have 2 kittens called Mickey and Minnie, but they're cats. This is the 3rd time I tried to get on Wheel of Fortune. Once I was in Detroit with my son, and he was in a little baby stroller, and I guess I wasn't quick enough at writing all the puzzles down, but I've gotten a lot quicker and I understand the game more, and it's my favorite game to watch. I DVR it every single night so I never miss a game.
Drew's mom, Christine, joins me now. Thank you so much for being here. What do you want people to know about your son?
I want people to know that he was a genuinely great person. He was fun, he was happy, he was Orlando's child.
Where does your strength come from? I mean, you're smiling, you're able to talk about your son. I think there's a lot of people...
Because I love him. I could be sad, and I have incredibly sad moments, and I could be angry, and I've been given a license to be angry for different types of treatments. But when you want to know about the love, and the love is going to usurp the hate, that's the given.
You feel that love?
Oh, I feel that love with Christopher, with his friends, with you, with the Orlando community. Christopher was Orlando's child. Even though I gave birth to him, Orlando is now the adoptive mother. Because she made Christopher feel the love and acceptance. He loved Orlando. He loved Orlando.
Well, he was incredibly lucky to have you as mom.
My luck started when I gave birth to my son.
Christine, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
My friends, Christine Leinonen and Brandon Wolf. Christine.
Thank you so much, Carlos. My son, Christopher, his boyfriend, Juan, and 47 others.
That I share, we have not 20 but 50 casualties.
And 47 others were murdered at the Pulse nightclub. Christopher was my only child. Christopher was Orlando's child. Even though I gave birth to him, Orlando is now the adoptive mother. He was a proud gay man. I couldn't have loved him more. As I used to tell him, you can't do better than perfect.
I fractured my pelvic, and they had to do surgery on my intestines.
That we could stop this club from ever getting any new members. And there's a lot of dead bodies in the club, standing by the club door. This is a club that nobody wants to be in.
I guess I'm glad I'm not there. My luck started when I gave birth to my son.
When do you miss him the most?
At his birthday. I missed him at Mother's Day.
But I don't know where my son is.
His mother, Christine, was the tortured face of heartbreak right after the massacre.
If he's dead.
Her desperation beamed around the world as she searched in vain for her only son.
The harder I would have tried to not feel grief, the more it would have destroyed me. I decided to make grief my constant companion.
That grief helped her find her voice too.
Even in the midst of evil, you have to believe in the goodness of man.
My son Christopher, his boyfriend Juan, and 47 others were murdered at the Pulse nightclub. Christopher was my only child, and as I used to tell him, you can't do any better than perfect.
Let's go, Brandon. I yield back.